Hello everyone, this is your girl Zanovia and welcome to my channel. So guys, before we get started, let's welcome the new year. I am so excited that we are rolling into the new year. So I have a lot of things that I want to share with you coming this new year, okay? So we are in the beginning of the new year, okay? So we are excited. We are going to do incredible things, okay? So I'm going to first let you know who I am, okay? So I know a lot of people have came to my channel and maybe you don't understand exactly what I do. So I'm going to go through that whole list of exactly what I do and why you are coming to my channel to see what's going on with me. Okay, guys? So my name is Zanovia. And that is my name. That is my middle name. And I am a businesswoman. I am an entrepreneur. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a sister. And I am a grandmother. But most of all, I am an event planner, a caterer, and decor designer. Okay, guys? So thanks for coming to my channel. And we're going to roll out 2026 with the things that you should be doing right now, okay? So we're at the end of this year, which is 2025. Well, last year, 2025, okay? And so there are some things that you should have done and you can still do right now. Now, if you are an entrepreneur of a small business, if you have an LLC or you are a sole proprietor, or maybe you have an S corp, it doesn't matter. If you are a LLC and a partnership, right now you should be filing the end of your last quarter of 2025. Let's go and see what you should be filing right now, okay? So as I just discussed, you should have been filing the last quarter of 2025 for your taxes. You should have been filing to the Department of Revenue. Okay, and that is for your last quarterly taxes. You finish it in January, mid-January, okay? So if you did not do it, go to the Department of Revenue. You should use your certificate ID number, or you can use your partner number to get into the website for your business, okay? You should have had that already, all right? So another thing that is really not, it's really due in April of this year, but it's your annual report, but you probably want to do that now, okay? Anyway, I know that it's due in April, but you probably want to do it just to get it out the way, because if you miss that, okay, if you miss filing your annual report for your business, you are going to pay, I think it's around $400 or $500. You don't want to do that. So please file that. All right, and next is the division of corporation. So you want to get your case schedule, okay? You want to get that and you want to file to your IRS, all right? So you can download it from there. Like you can go to the division of corporation and file your annual report. You go there, okay? You should have your business number. You can go into the division of corporation and type in your name, your fictitious name, and it should come up. If you are a sole proprietor, you'll just file your taxes and everything like as if you're using your social security number. If the IRS gave you an EIN number, then you could use either or. It doesn't really matter, but you need to still file your taxes, okay? Now, I use Intuit only because I have Quickbooks, and I can always go back and check and make sure that everything is equaling out. I could pull the reports and everything like that when I'm getting ready to file my taxes for 2025. Okay, so you might be different, but these are the things that you should be doing now. You should be getting ready to file your taxes, okay? I also want you to go to YouTube and bring up new taxes breaks for small businesses. because in 2026, when you get ready to file for 2025, they have new tax laws. Okay, and they also have new tax breaks too for you. If you're a home-based business, then you really want to look at that information that they have out there. I cannot do that. I'm not a CPA. I'm not anything like that. I'm going to stay away from that, but I'm advise you to go and look at the new tax laws for 2025, which you're filing in 2026, okay? Another thing that I want to discuss with you is that we're not going to leave any money on the table coming in 2026, okay? There's a few things that I said I wanted to discuss with you, and these are the things that I have on my table that I want to share with you, okay? As an event planner, decor designer, for over 20 years, I can advise you the shortcuts. Things that you probably already experienced, and you're saying like, okay, what do I do at this point? I want to stay in business. I want to work through things. I want to expand my business, but I don't know how. And I can tell you the things that I have tried, and it didn't work for me, so I moved on to the next, okay? Wedding planner. Okay, being a full wedding planner, okay? Some people love it. That's fine. I didn't. I started off being a wedding planner and event planner, wedding planner / whatever. I found out later that it was a lot of work. It is a lot of work, okay? So I started collaborating with my clients, same clients, whatever, same clients, okay? But I kind of chopped my business of being a wedding planner in half, okay? So usually when you're doing a wedding, your client will have a wedding planner for herself, okay? If not, if she want to hire you, fine. If you want to do the work, that's fine. I did not want to do the work. So the only thing that I wanted to do is come into a venue, set up, complete my decor in the venue, and get paid. Okay, that's it. Set up, take down. That's what I wanted to do. So that's for me. It's not for you. If you want to continue to be a wedding planner, that's fine. Now I'm also an event planner. I do the same thing. I set up, okay? I set up the room, the venue, the event, and I have someone that I can communicate with, which is usually your client. Your client is always available, and I break down. That's it. And I get paid. That's it. It's just that simple. I had to streamline my business like that because I need to think about me. I am not 20 or 30 years old, honey. I am way up getting ready to hit 60. So I needed to take care of me and still do what I love, okay? So one of the things that I started doing is, thinking about what is it that I can do to make more revenue, okay? So like I said, in 2026, we're not going to leave any money on the table, okay? So majority of you out there either do fresh flowers or silk flowers, okay? I have worked with funeral homes. I have worked with weddings. I have worked with social events, fashion shows, name it. I have done it, okay? I have worked with other clients too, other event planners as well. We split a ticket. If you ever never known about splitting a ticket, you probably want to do that too, because in the beginning, when I was just by myself and I didn't have a partner, my husband, I didn't have a partner, I was splitting tickets and also I was learning. We were learning off of each other, okay? So that is something that you probably want to think about. It'll bring you more revenue because more knowledge brings you more money. I don't care which way you look at it. You should always don't think of things like, oh, I don't want to work with this person and that person because she does the same thing that I do. There's no competition. It's money for everyone out there. And that's one of the things that you need to learn. You will learn going forward. If you have not been in this business over 20 years, or maybe just say over 10 years, you realize is that the next event planner is your friend. They are the one that's going to bring you revenue. Okay? Because even if you go to a school and learn how to be an event planner or whatever the case may be, they will give you the textbook style of business, how to run a business, how to do all these things, how to file the right forms and everything like that, how to stay above water, which is basically your taxes, okay, and your fees that you have to pay through the years. But you will realize is that another event planner is your best, how can I say, yeah, it's your best option. Okay, so let's go to the things that I have did. I just fell into, and I said, oh my God, I didn't even know I was doing this, and it made me revenue. Okay, so for instance, you have I don't know if you guys are out there when you actually do a wedding or an event, you go to a rental shop or a rental store and you rent, and then you pay the fee and you charge that fee to your client, and you're responsible for picking up that linen and you're responsible for returning that linen, which is another fee. So look at that. You're losing money somewhere. Okay. So I suggest that you do this. Now, what I was doing was doing the same thing, which I just discussed. But after a while, I started buying my linen. Okay, I started off buying black and white and blue. Okay, I started off buying rectangular table covers, and then I started getting the rounds. Okay, table covers, and then I started doing my chairs. I started getting the spandex for my chairs. I don't think anyone really still use the ones to fit it. But if you can get it from somewhere like the marketplace or whatever the case may be, and you find someone that have a discount on a fitted, get it and keep it. Because there's always someone out there that wants something different. I decided to do my spandex because the spandex are easier for me to set up and take down. So I brought white. I bought at least 200 white, 200 black. Then I brought blue, okay, and I have plenty. And that's just that's the basic rental linen that you can like rent out to your clients, okay? So I was renting them out to my clients and I was charging them at 50 cents or 75 cents, which was more because I still have to clean that linen, okay? And I still have to store it. And if something spilled on it or whatever, it has to be replaced. Okay, like the chairs, like you see the chairs, the regular spandex chair covers. If you get them from the rental place, they're usually like $2.75, maybe $3.75. It could be $4. It depends on the quality of it. Okay, so I just went on and just purchased my linen, and now I'm bringing in more revenue than I was to do, the decor of the venue. Okay. So that worked out for me great, and it's still working out for me. So I'm not leaving any money on the table. Okay. So I'm in my season year, meaning that my business is seasonal. So I actually closed my business in November. Okay. And so in December of the year, I actually do my financials. Okay, so that is why I explained to you what you should be doing right now with your financials, like your taxes and everything, like just making sure your books are right, finalizing your financial statements and everything. And I use Quickbooks. And if you have an accounting system, you want to make sure that you, do your closing at the end of the month or end of the year. I do mine monthly, and then I turn it to quarterly, and then I turn it to annually, which is the fiscal year. Okay, so I do all my financials that way. Okay, so I can keep up with now when it's time to file those taxes. I could just print out a report, do my taxes or give it to my tax preparer, and hey, I'm good. Okay, so those are the things that you want to do right now. But I'm kind of like all over the place. But one of the other things that you want to do is okay, so if you have not done this, if you want to go into this field where it's that you're doing your fresh flowers and you want to jump into that part of the business where it's that, around Mother's Day, around Valentine's Day, spring. A lot of people buy nice little florals in spring. You probably want to collaborate with, it's a wiring service. So people who actually purchase fresh flowers online. Okay. The only thing with that is that you need to time yourself and prepare and manage your fresh flowers. You don't want to have fresh flowers that you just purchased and you're waiting for someone to call your business to order some flowers. Okay. So what you want to do is first and foremost, advertise it. I used to advertise my business on Wedding Wire, and I have my own website, which is, I have it under Wix.com. So people go on there, they look at the florals, whether it's fresh or rentals or purchases or purchases or rentals. They can see the designs that I have available. Because I know I can get those particular florals. I have a wholesaler. He's in Miami, and then I have one that's closer to me in Orlando. Sometimes you can go to one of your vendors and one of your distribution warehouse centers, and you can actually get different type of florals. You can advertise them. You just have to manage it. Like usually when you're getting fresh flowers, you have to think about it. You have to schedule them at least 3 days in advance, okay, before you start having people purchase them, okay? Because you always want to sell fresh flowers, okay? If you're going to go into that type of business, you have to, make sure your timing is right when you get those florals, okay? You want to start off with just a few. Like you want to actually advertise maybe 8 designs, maybe 5 designs or whatever. You could just use your local Facebook, Instagram. You can always advertise on that around those times, which is Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and everything like that. Because a lot of people buy a lot of stuff on Instagram, okay? So you could just use those platforms, those social media platforms as well, to get your name out there as well as selling flowers. But make sure it's in your area. Don't make that mistake, because when you go on Facebook and you go on Instagram, majority of those people on there is not in your area. Okay, so you want to make sure you organize all of that before you even post it on those social media sites. Okay, so that's another thing that you probably want to do. You want to roll into that. Another thing that I used to do is, like I said, with the funerals, I used to, what are you talking about? I still do it. Like, advertise my work with the funeral home. Okay. And, because they, like I said, they usually do fresh flowers. So you could give them a pamphlet and walk away and just let them know that, you're available, because, and you also can work with families, because you want to make sure that you're hitting all those areas out there, okay? Because we're not going to leave money on the table. We're not going to do that. Not this year, we're not. Okay, guys. Another thing that I want to discuss with you, because I did discuss this with you a while ago. I had one of my friends come and tell me that, they're starting to do, event planning and everything, and they love it. They love it. And so they asked me, so how do you go about getting money from your clients when they're constantly saying like, oh, I'll pay you when, this time or that time or this time or that time. And I'm talking about their clients. So when my friend asked me this, I said to them, are you talking about one client or are you talking about many? And she said, well, it has been a few. So that means that you're not doing what I told you to do in the beginning. Like, you always supposed to create a contract. Okay. And so, sometimes contracts can sound very harsh. Okay. But it's just an agreement to protect them and you, and explain it to them that way. If you do it that way, they'll look at it like, okay, wow, like she's trying to protect me. Well, I am trying to protect you, because guess what? If in fact that you don't pay on time, you don't get my services. Okay. So what I said to her is, first of all, you need to go back, look at my notes, look at what I said about the contracts. Okay. Now, if you're not comfortable with the contracts, what you can do is basically charge them at least half of what it costs for you to bring them your services. Okay. And that'll be a little bit more comfortable for you, because you will feel comfortable if, you have at least half of it. Okay. Half of the money. But I'm telling you, I'm trying to explain this to you. People are getting very creative with not paying for services. Okay. And so you have to get very creative and let them know that, okay, so when you come to your point where it's that you're getting ready to put out their all the things that they ordered, and you have already paid for it, whether it's on your credit card, whether it's part of the money that they gave you already, regardless, there's still money that needs to be collected. So before you get to that point when you have your team start setting up, you should already have all the money in your pocket. And then sometimes it goes according to how this person relationship is with you. If you don't know the person, there's no way that you should be making any type of agreements where it's that you cannot get all your money before services. I actually watched this young girl, and she had beautiful designs. Oh my God. And she was from Florida, and she traveled all the way to Texas, and she had her whole team with her. And her designs were beautiful. She had her team come, she put them in a room and everything, fed them, had them set up the venue and everything like that. The venue was beautiful. And then when it was time for her to get her money, the bride was walking around talking about, girl, that was a beautiful wedding. That was a beautiful wedding. And she was like, okay, so are you ready for your final bill? And she was like, oh, I got to wait for my husband to come back. He went somewhere and I got to wait for him to come back. You should have got that money before he left. You should have already had an arrangement before you even put out anything on those tables or anything. Nothing will be done before you pay me in full. Okay? Because you already know my design. You already know my work. So there's nothing that you can pull back other than giving me my money. Okay? And then there's another story I want to tell you guys about. And it was about this young lady. And in fact, I was actually there. And, I was setting up for a 50th birthday party. And my husband and I had already set up the tables and everything like that. And before we actually set up the tables and stuff, we had already knew that they didn't have the funds to really pay us. So we just did it anyway because they were our friends. It was no big deal. But another young lady came in and she had their cake. And she was like, one of the girls, I guess one of the friends of the guy it was his birthday. One of the girls was like, came in there. She was on time. She was like, oh, so the cake is here. And she was like, well, I got to find a person so we can put it in the refrigerator. This young lady said, oh no, my cake is not going in no refrigerator. My cake is not going anywhere until I get my final collection. Okay. And it was so funny because she took the cake back out the door with her because the young lady said, oh, well, we have to wait until This person come because they're part of the birthday party celebration or whatever the case may be. And my husband and I were just sitting there and we're just like, we're learning. And sometimes your own experiences and things that you see, you think twice about doing the same thing, okay? So please do not think about, anything else but getting your final pay. That is more important, because guess what? I was feeling so bad when the young lady that drove all the way to Texas with her whole team, and she was actually walking around practically begging this woman to give her final pay. And I was just like saying, oh, but why? Why would you not give it to her? She has to pay her team, okay? And they have to eat, and then they have to drive back, okay? So guys, I mean, it's not funny at all, but just think about the things that you have done and the things that you have witnessed, okay? And so just take that into account, and just use your own experience, and do good. That's all I'm saying. Just do well, okay? So guys, and one of the things that I also wanted to bring to your attention was, if you decided to change your address, if you got a home-based business, if you decide to change your address and you wanted to go with a registered agent, and you want to utilize their services for your address, and you want to get a virtual address, you probably want to do it now before you file your taxes, because they are the contact. And also with your annual report and all that other stuff, like I said, they will do it for you, and they will charge you what you're paying for. Like I'm paying $99 a year for them to for me to just utilize their address, as well as my mailing. It goes there, okay? So I'm utilizing their services, but I do not want them to do my annual report. I do not want them to touch my taxes. I do not want them to send anything that have to go to the IRS. Now they offer that, but you probably want to start, looking at things that you can do yourself, okay? Because a lot of things cost, and going into 2026, we don't know whether it's going to get worse. So you probably want to start looking at different type of accounting services. Quickbooks is getting higher and higher, and I keep on telling myself, like, if they keep on doing this, I'm gonna have to go back to Excel, like do everything manual. Okay, so these are the things that you probably want to think about going into 2026. Okay, but keep in mind, guys, we are here not to leave any money on the table, not a bit, not a dime, not a penny, nothing. We are picking up everything. Okay, so be creative, come up with some new ideas. When it comes down to your business, you know what you can do, and you know where you can take that and, move it forward, extend it, okay? So this is your girl Zanovia, and again, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching, and like always, I need for you to subscribe to my channel. I need for you to like. I need for you to share, and I need for you to hit that bell so I can bring you more videos in the future, guys. And thank you for coming to my channel, and have a happy new year. Bye-bye.